told you, because I really feel like people are just asking the question just to see, okay, well, like, for example, let's say hypothetically, somebody asked me that question and I said, oh, well, I only sold 5 copies. Now they're laughing at me when they should have been minding their business in the first place. So I would never disclose. But I'm just saying, it's not, I've made enough for me to another stream of income, but I have not made enough for me to live comfortably on my own.
Okay. No, definitely, because, you know, these folks gonna pocket watch. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get your personal life, but I know these folks they gonna make their attempts to pocket watch.
Exactly. It should be constructed or put in a box in one place. I feel like it can be. I always say my poetry is always universal, and I'll say no to that because when
that connection. It don't matter where you are. You know, you can tap in. You know, and it don't matter what type of streaming service you're on. You can tap in. So, what is inspiring you for this current push?
I would say any and every, and I answer this question as well. Seriously, any and everything inspires me. I think the gift of me being vulnerable, it allows me to every single day unravel myself and the different layers I have within myself and find inspiration within those cracked pieces. Okay. So I'm able to find one inspiration within myself and inspiration anywhere. Okay. Like, if one of my friends is going through something,
end up getting closure, it's like, okay, that's why I didn't get closure what I was asking for, because I needed to go through all the other steps. But this right here, like, it helps me tap in and find a bigger meaning, the final meaning that I was really needing.
Okay, so would you? I know what words I can say. Like, say I'm on radio, right? Right. I know what words I can say, and I still won't say them because I don't even like to entice myself. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like on my podcast, I don't curse. You know, typically, unless it's like a real serious, and I'm upset or whatever. But you know, with that. So tell me about the response you've been getting, right? You know, some people, like you said, some people taking to it that you didn't think would take to it. So let's, you know, what your homies got to say?
Everybody so far has liked a different poem.
So we're gonna get a live read. We're gonna get a live read. Hold on. But I'm listening. We have a live read.
Of North Star
out of Incognito.
Sometimes my soul loses sight of where it needs to go and wanders through my darkest of skies to hide and stray away from the light. Until I found you, illuminating the thousands of constellations I had buried beneath my heart. You guide me through my dull nights as you burn brighter than the light I couldn't see inside of me. So wherever you are, near or far, I know I can always call upon the stars above to find my way back home.
Okay. Who'd you write that for?
Oh, Lord. I wrote this one. They want us to buy their can of bull so they can feed on us like a cannibal and shoot us like a cannonball. We've had enough at the bottom of the totem pole, so we're racing.
So, what kind of things is to come out of Incognito? Are we gonna be able to come to you know, you gonna do a virtual live read? You gonna do, you know, you could. Hey, look, I'm just throwing this out there, right? Because you know, this is how the world works. You can make an OnlyFans and have people pay to watch your live read.
That's a smart business idea and marketing.
I'm just saying, it's for artists. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's for artists. Bigger picture. It's a bigger picture.
That's true. You know but I also feel like OnlyFans has a negative connotation
for sure.
To
no.
I want to say, I think it was last Tuesday.
Did you?
Yeah. No.
Did you promote that?
I didn't.
I know you didn't.
I didn't. Oh no, only because I promoted it once. Only because I was not expecting to go there to read anything. I only went because I felt like everybody else was sharing, you know, their poetry. I just felt like it was only right for me to do it as well. Okay. But live reads like Zoom, Patreon, it's been an idea, but it hasn't been something that I've really been solidified on doing. Only because I don't feel like this is just me personally, and I people might think otherwise. I don't think that's really my audience, because I feel like when I write my poetry, I feel like the best way to really interpret it is to just read it. Nobody has to say anything, just read it and you can feel it however you would interpret it. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay. Now, so what if you get a coalition of people who want an audio version?
That's something that I am working on.
Okay.
An audio version.
Okay.
And people think audio versions is just like recording the voice and then.
Hold on. What is two things?
Mm-hmm.
What was the question, Gumbo? Was it two or one thing? My question that I always ask.
One thing
Okay.
Okay.
What is the one thing you would tell? How old are you now?
20.
20?
Mm-hmm.
Lord Jesus, Jim. Made me feel old. All right. What is the one thing you would tell? I'll go back a few years there. No, not even. What's the one thing you'll tell 18-year-old Gio? Well, if there's something that you could tell 18-year-old Giovanni Thompson right now, you walk past him on the street. Hey, bro.
I would tell.
Hey, little bro.
I would tell him to let everything. Let me scratch that.
Hey,
I would tell him to.
This is a safe space. This is the shop. This is shop talk. This is why we're here.
I would tell 18-year-old Gio to let things play out as destined. Don't try to control anything. Don't try to obviously pray for things, but like don't try to do everything in your power to change something. Just let everything happen, because honestly, throughout the whole entire writing process, I would say the number one thing that I've learned is that everything happens for a reason and a greater and wiser purpose. So that's also one thing I would also tell my 18-year-old self. Everything happens for a reason. Don't just look around saying like, oh, why is this happening to me? Like everything's always happening to me. It's all a part of the process. Because if I never went through those things, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay. So that's one thing you tell. Okay. So
it like comes to me like freely. Over time, I just started writing more and more and more, and I feel like it only happened because honestly, the poems back then were very lackluster. Like it was like nursery rhymes. Like it was yeah. So it also added to the growth of me, not only as a person but as a writer as well.
You started challenging yourself.
I started challenging myself to see what are my limits. Like I know all of this. I just have to.
You put your name on the line. You know what I'm saying, and all the cards are all on you.
Absolutely.
So, tell me about how that has been.
I would say this whole opportunity and another opportunity that I have coming up were the only two that had accepted what I wanted to do.
Really?
I have reached out to different radio stations on campus, different magazines on campus. Some of them said, oh, well, we don't do personal interviews, yada, yada, yada.
I gotta read that one more time. I gotta read that one more time. One more time. We gotta bring that back with everything. The title of this poem is called Spilled Milk. My name is Gavo. We are here on Shop Talk with Gavo with Mr. Giovanni Thompson, and I am reading a poem out of Incognito on page 34. You should check it out. I stopped crying over spilled milk and poured myself another glass because shit happens when shift happens. Do you remember writing that one?
I absolutely do.
Okay. What took place? Or like where were you, in your headspace? And then we can get out of here.
I was watching this show on Amazon Prime. It's called Upload. It's basically, I'm not going to get into the details of the show, but there was a part in the show where the main character, like, they just gave up with everything. Like, everything wasn't working out, so they said, you know what, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna just like go with the flow, and that's where it came from. Shit happens. Shit happens.
Okay.
Shit happens.
All right. So, Mr. Gio, can you tell the people where they can find you on social media? And how do you say your Instagram name?
My Instagram name is Black Print, but
okay,
the A in Black is a V, and the I in Print is a V as well.
Okay. Okay.
That's my main page, Black Print. That's BLVCKPRVNT. And my poetry page is Mind of Vani, which is the Mind of VANNI.
Okay. Do you have a Facebook?
I do have a Facebook, Giovanni Thompson.
Okay. And Twitter?
Black Print.
Black Print.
My Instagram handle.
Okay. All right. So what's one word you want to leave for the people before you get here? Somebody who's trying to follow in your steps.
A vulnerability.
Okay.
That's my one word.
Vulnerability?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. This has been an installment of Shot Talk with Gavo. Thank you, Mr. Gio, for joining me today. You know you gotta clap it out. So, we're going to put y'all next time. We're going to make sure everything gets situated so you can find access to this interview. We're going to get it on YouTube. We're going to be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Speaker Radio. It's going to be everywhere. So y'all just stay locked in. All right? Appreciate you. Let's rock.